Greetings, fellow language enthusiasts! Today, we will be immersing ourselves in the intricate and fascinating world of advanced grammar. Our focus will be on two of the most intriguing grammar concepts, the subjunctive and conditional moods. By mastering these two grammar concepts, you will be able to express yourself more accurately and precisely. Are you excited to take your language skills to the next level? If so, let's begin our exploration of the subjunctive and conditional moods. Hi everyone, I'm teacher Andre from chrisamericlass.com, where we help you level up to show the world the best version of yourself. The subjunctive mood is most noticeable in present and past tenses, where the verb forms typically differ from their indicative counterparts. In the present subjunctive constructions, the base form of the verb is used regardless the subject. Example, it is crucial that he arrive on time. We use the present subjunctive arrive instead of arrives. In the past subjunctive, the past tense form of the verb is often identical to the base form, especially for irregular verbs. Example, she suggested that he study more. We use the past subjunctive study instead of studies. We can also find the subjunctive mood in certain expressions such as wishes, demands, recommendations, suggestions, and hypothetical statements. Trigger words or phrases are often followed by a clause that requires the subjunctive mood. Example, I wish I were taller. The subjunctive mood is triggered by wish. Additionally, we use the subjunctive mood in clauses that express the contrary to reality, such as the if clauses. In these conditional sentences, both the if clause and the main clause may contain verbs in the subjunctive mood. For example, if I were you, I would apologize. Understanding the subjunctive mood from a grammatical perspective involves recognizing these distinct verb forms and their context. It allows speakers and writers to convey shades of meaning related to uncertainty, speculation, or desire, making it a language with layers. Let's explore the conditional mood. Picture yourself pondering different outcomes, weighing possibilities in your mind. That's where the conditional mood comes to play. From 0 to 3rd and mixed conditionals, we'll decode the intricacies of each type so that you too can craft sentences dripping with sophistication. From a grammatical perspective, the conditional mood in English is used to express hypothetical or imagined situations, often dependent on certain conditions being met. The conditional mood is most commonly observed in conditional sentences, which typically consists of two parts: the if clause, also known as the conditional clause, and the main clause. Let's take a look at the different type of conditionals that we find. The zero conditional. We use the zero conditional to express general truths, facts, or habits that are always true. This conditional is formed in the present simple tense in both the if and the main clause. Example, if you heat ice, it melts. If you heat ice is the conditional clause starting the action, heating ice. And it melts is the result clause indicating the consequence of the action. Ice melts when it's heated. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils, or plants die if they don't get enough water. Moving on to the first conditional. We use this conditional to express real or likely situations in the future, and it's often based on the condition being fulfilled. The first conditional is formed with the present simple tense in the if clause, and the future simple with will in the main clause. Example, if it rains tomorrow, I will bring an umbrella. If I have time, I will finish that letter. What will you do if you miss the plane? And last but most important, nobody will notice if you make a mistake. The second conditional. Here is where we express unreal, present or future situations in a hypothetical sense, often with little chance of fulfillment. The second conditional is formed with the past simple tense in the if clause, and we use module verbs in the main clause. Example, if I won the lottery, I would travel the world. If you went to bed earlier, you wouldn't be so tired. If she fell, she would hurt herself. Followed by the second, we have the third conditional. The third conditional is used to express hypothetical or unreal past situations, indicating that the condition was not met and the outcome did not occur. We form the third conditional with a past perfect tense in the if clause, and the module perfect would have a past participle in the main clause. Example, if she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam. If I had known you were coming, I would have baked a cake. I would have been happy if you called me on my birthday. Last but not least are mixed conditionals. The mixed conditional combines elements of the second and third conditionals, expressing a past unreal condition with a present or future unreal outcome. Example, if I had worked harder at school, I would have a better job now. We wouldn't be lost if we had looked at the map. Understanding the conditional mood from a grammatical perspective involves recognizing these different tense structures and their corresponding functions in expressing various degrees of hypothetical or imagined situations. It allows speakers and writers to convey complex ideas about potential outcomes or possibilities. While both the subjunctive mood and conditional mood are used to express hypothetical or unreal situations in English grammar, they serve distinct purposes and have different grammatical structures. Let's take a look at a few similarities. Both the subjunctive mood and conditional mood are employed to convey situations that are not necessarily true or certain. They are used to discuss hypothetical or imagined situations. Also, both moods introduce an element of uncertainty or unreality into sentences, indicating that the events being described may not actually occur or not correspond to reality. Now, what are the differences, you might ask? The subjunctive mood is primarily used to express wishes, desires, recommendations, demands, or hypothetical situations that are subjective or based on uncertainty. It often involves expressions of necessity, obligation, or desire. The conditional mood, on the other hand, is used to express hypothetical situations that are dependent on certain conditions being met. It deals with potential outcomes based on specific conditions or circumstances. Now that we know about the differences and similarities, let's move on to the grammatical structure. The subjunctive mood is a grammatical concept that involves specific verb forms to convey certain contexts. It can appear in various tenses, including present, past, and future. It is characterized by distinct verb forms that are not necessarily based on reality. The conditional mood is a linguistic concept that is typically indicated by specific tense structures in conditional sentences. These sentences, as we have noticed, consist of an if clause and a main clause. We also know that the conditional mood can appear in different types of conditionals, such as zero, first, second, third, and mixed conditional. And we use these conditionals to express situations that are dependent on certain conditions. Now, what is the purpose of these two moods? The purpose of the subjunctive mood allows speakers or writers to express their ideas about desires, recommendations that may not correspond with reality. The conditional mood, on the other hand, allows speakers to discuss possible outcomes or consequences based on certain conditions being fulfilled or met. It permits speakers to explore alternative possibilities or hypothetical scenarios. Before we wrap up our linguistic journey, let's test your newfound knowledge with a quick quiz. Which of the following sentences correctly uses the subjunctive mood? A. If he was here, he would help us. B. It's important that she goes to the doctor. C. I wish I were taller. Or D. They will visit us if we were at home. The correct answer is C. I wish I were taller. Let's see if you can identify the correct type of conditional sentence. remember to think about the structure of each sentence. Number 1. If I win the lottery, I will buy a mansion. Is this 0, first, second, or a third conditional? Number 2. If you had studied harder, you would have passed the exam. Is this a 0, first, second, or third conditional? 3. If it rains tomorrow, I will bring an umbrella. Is this a 0, first, second, or third conditional? And 4. If I were a bird, I would fly around the world. Is this a 0, first, second, or third conditional? Time's up. Let's take a look at the answers. Number 1. If I win the lottery, I will buy a mansion. This is the first conditional. Number 2. If you had studied harder, you would have passed the exam. This is a third conditional. Number 3. If it rains tomorrow, I will bring an umbrella. You guessed it. First conditional again. And number 4. If I were a bird, I would fly around the world. Yes, this is the second conditional. Great job, everyone. Let's keep going with our quiz. Which of the following sentences contains a subjunctive mood triggered by a wish? Is it A, if I am rich, I will travel the world? B, I wish I am taller? C, it's essential that she arrive on time? Or D, he will go to the party if he was invited? And the correct answer is C. How did you do? Whether you aced the quiz or stumbled a bit, don't worry. Learning grammar is all about practice and exploration. Keep engaging with the material and you'll master these tricky moods in no time. Thanks for joining me today. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more language learning content. If you want to learn more, go to our website at chrisamericas.com. And as always, keep reaching for the stars and master those moods. I will see you in the next video.